we have been learning about using sketching skills, and we had a try at using our sketching skills to move up, down, to make arches, and to do some shading and some cross hatching. Today, what I'd like you to do is you can use this sheet, I've attached it for you if you want to, or you can make some of your own shapes. And I want you first to warm up by copying the lines and the different directions. You can see we've got curves here, we've got straight lines on these, more curves at the bottom for you to use. And then I'd like you to colour them in using your new sketching skills. So, let me show you. On our first one, it's made up of one big square around the outside, then 1, 2, 3 smaller squares in the centre. So we've got our large square around the outside, then I can add 1, 2, 3 smaller squares coming down in the centre. Now I'm using lines here, which aren't big hard lines, they're nice and soft, moving, can you see, down the page and across the page. Here we are, and down again. Nice and gentle, not pressing really hard or making any very strong marks that are going to stay. Now this one, we can use our arch drawing skills. Looks a bit like fish scales, doesn't it? Maybe it's the rainbow fish. I do like that story, with all the different beautiful colours we can use. Now this week we're sharing the story of Handa's surprise, all about the different fruits and vegetables that she has in her basket as she goes on a walk to visit her friend. And in African culture, people like to use lots of bright colours, perhaps because they love the bright sunshine in Africa in that hot climate. So today when I'm colouring in, I'm going to be using some lovely bright colours and thinking about the different patterns that I might see on different pieces of African clothing so that we can use wonderful colours. And again, can you see I'm using those nice light lines, not one really hard line, just gentle ones around. And then for this one, oh, it's a tricky wicky one. I need to think about swirling like a snail and join it round and then see if I can swirl it all the way back. Now mine's not perfect, but it's good for me to have a look with my eyes and see if I can draw it with my hand. And that's the great skill to learn, how to look with your eyes and see if you can draw that with your hand. I'm not guessing, I'm trying to look very carefully at what I can see in front of me. Oh, now this is another tricky wicky one. Lovely long straight sides of the triangle. 1, 2, 3 straight sides there. And then I'm going to chop it up to make some more triangles. Chippity chop. Snip, snip, snip. There we are. So those are all of my shapes that I'm going to start off with. Now then, I need to think back again now. Which skills did I learn when we were doing our sketching skills? We learnt shading, didn't we? So on this one, I'm going to have a little go at doing some shading, and I'm going to start off nice and dark over here. So I'm pressing quite hard on my coloured pencil here. But then gradually, as we go over, I'm going to get gentler and gentler. And can you see that's made the colour of the pencil get paler and paler, lighter and lighter. I'm going to see if I can do it backwards this time. And see if I can do this side. Oh, really dark over this side. But then, I've got to chop myself in half. Whoop! Flying pencils. And gradually get lighter and lighter and paler and paler. All the way over to that side. Now, like I said, none of this is perfect that I'm doing. It's not perfectly neat, it's not perfectly careful. I'm doing my best, but it's not perfect. And it's not about being perfect. It's about practicing our new skills and learning new skills. There we are. So I've shaded those in those two different directions. Now I'm going to see whether I can shade from the top. So let's have a nice dark section up at the top here. all the way to the top of the first box. And then as we come down the outer square, I'm going to see if I can make it get paler and paler, paler, till there's almost no colour right at the bottom. So I'm going to be very as gentle as I possibly can. Just carefully brushing the colours over, and then see if I can take it back to gradually being darker and darker and darker up at the top here. So I'm just trying out these skills and practicing and letting my hand have a go. Like I said, it's not perfect, it doesn't need to be perfect. Now over here, I think I might like to try out some, let's try some cross-hatching on the hexagons over here. So we have, there we are, look a bit like nuts and bolts, don't they? That you can use when you're plumbing. You can use them sometimes when you're playing too. We can make some lovely shapes and pictures. So then I'm going to change direction, do my cross-hatching that way to gradually build up the colour and show that it is shaded and darker. Now you might like to do a very hard, dark centre for the hexagons. There we are, around all of those 6 sides. And it might be a very, very dark colour in there. On the next one, I'll do my cross-hatching again. There we are. Go round in one direction and then we'll go back in the other direction. But then I might have a very pale centre. Try and work as gently as I possibly can. Might add a bit more cross-hatching there. There we are. Now for the scales on my fish, I might decide to go for a medium shade and get lighter. And I might do this one down here as well, I think. Again, it's not perfect, but it is changing colour by how hard I am pressing down with my pencil. So that is the thing I am concentrating on. I'm not trying to make it perfect because I know that I won't. That's okay because I'm still practicing to get this right. And that's a really important thing to learn. To practice to get things right. And again, let's try some shading from up here and gradually get lighter and lighter and lighter. Now, as I say, you don't have to do this sheet at all. You might decide that that's a bit tricky. You might like to make up your own shapes that you're going to have a little go at shading and colouring in different ways using the cross-hatching and using your pencil by pressing harder and more gently as you work. I really look forward to seeing all of the different things that you come up with. You might like to draw around some shapes to help you to make some shapes. I don't mind what you do. All I want to know is that you're using those skills that we learned for sketching. Enjoy, have fun, and I look forward to seeing how you get on.